Hey everybody, and welcome back to Rathlin Island. We've moved forward a few days, and it is day 6 of mid-spring, and we are taking our almost daily load of wool down to the wool distributor over at the mainland, and we've actually got a leased tractor we need to pick up. It turns out that neither our T6 or our T7 has got enough junk up front, if you will, to keep the potato harvester from basically tipping the front of the tractor up off the ground. So we've got a T8 down at the shop that we've managed to lease, along with a very heavy weight, 2,400 kilogram weight, that we're going to hopefully be able to use to keep the potato harvester, which is just up there on the far side of I think that's field 4. And we're going to put potatoes in the ground today. Once we get our wool sold, this should net us about $50,000 in income. Then we'll pick up the tractor and come back over here and see if we can't start our wool product or our planting of our potatoes, because we finally have 43-degree ground temp. Been kind of waiting. We're really ready to plant on day 4 of spring, but there wasn't ground temps were not cooperating with us, and a little warmer yesterday, but not quite warm enough. I'm gonna go ahead and back on out of here, and I'll be back with you once we're near done selling our wool. All right, we are nearly done. Let's see what we turn profit here. It's more like about a day and a half of wool production to get these 6 pallets. And we're up to 665 sheep so far. So number just keeps climbing there. $58,000 of wool every couple days, like clockwork. All right, let's head on over here to the vehicle shop and pick up that leased tractor. See if we can't get ourselves some potatoes planted today. Alrighty. Oh, look at that. Nice and blue, nice and shiny. Nice and purty. Alright. Good, and hop on in. So that, I think she's going to be big enough to deal with the potato planter. That should work out quite well. So I'll be back with you once we get back to the island and get hooked up to the planter. So guys, here we are. This tractor seems to be working quite well with this front weight and potato planter here. But I'm noticing some weird, interesting banding going on. In fact, we just hit it again, and it's odd that it's kind of in a straight line, kind of diagonal line. I'm gonna have to. I don't know if it has to do with the lay of the terrain, but I'm gonna have to come back through here and I guess try to seed this or plant this on a slightly different angle. But let's see. I even put an end row, a headland in up at the top of the field, and I ran into the same issue up there. I'm kind of interested to see if this trend kind of continues. let's just see how it works. That. Got some crates of potatoes up at the farm. When this particular this seeder runs empty. But you see the banding over there? Like I said, it's kind of at a diagonal, and I'm curious to see if it continues all the way across the field. It doesn't look like it does, so maybe it has to do with the terrain. And if I just come at it from a different angle, it will plant better. I was looking at this, and this thing's got lots of cool little animations. Like, I didn't realize that the PTO shafts there rotated onto the wheels. That's pretty cool. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Stop here. Thought that was pretty. You know, I always knew that the potatoes were animated here, but I did not realize that the PTO shaft down there was also an animation. That's pretty slick for an in-game implement. That's pretty slick. Hey guys, I want to pose a question to you. This is a question I've started asking on live streams when I think about it, and I want to pose the question to you for the next couple videos, and put your comments in the below as to what your thinking is. So the question I want to pose you is, who do you think is the most influential modder or modding group in Farm Sim 17? So what do I mean by influential? Basically what I'm meaning by influential is, who do you think you feel that you can name an individual or a group of modders? Okay, so it doesn't have to be an individual. It could be a modding group. Who do you feel has made the biggest impact to the Farm Sim 17 community since Farm Sim 17's been released? So let me know what you think. I've kind of posed this question to the folks in my Discord. I've posed this question to some other folks, and it's kind of interesting to hear what people are coming back with. In some subsequent videos, we'll probably talk about some comments and some things related to what folks are thinking. I don't think that there is a wrong answer. There's definitely not a right answer, because there's so many people that have been so influential to the game and to the community as a whole. But I'm just curious. So where's everyone's thoughts as to you know, who's making the bigger impact? Just curious. So give that a little ponder, and you don't have to reply back this video. You can reply back in another couple of videos. I'll probably try to remember to ask that question for the next 3 videos. All 3 of these videos are going to come out the same week, so it'll kind of be a item of thought for the week, and then you can kind of maybe wait until the 3rd video that comes out on a Friday, and put your comments or thoughts in there. I have to say, I've really am enjoying my time here in Northern Ireland, on the island. As you can see, we have been rolling in the money, and I really wasn't too concerned about spending close to $30,000 to lease this tractor for the day, basically because of the the amount of revenue that we are getting from the BGA, for example. BGA's bringing us in right around $1,000 an hour. So we are pretty darn close to clearing. Do I have the course locked? It did. So let's take a look and just verify that. Look at that. So yesterday, $27,000. So over $1,000 a day yesterday. $9,200. So yesterday we cleared almost $20,000 thanks to the BGA, because our sheep are giving us quite a bit of income, but also they're quite expensive at $6,000 a day just in animal maintenance fees. I'm really, really glad that we took the time to hire the plumber to put in the water trough and everything, because, well, bringing in 3 or 4 loads of water every couple days, that would have gotten old pretty quick, and this will help us out quite a bit. Go up here, please. Dive on into the field here. We'll just work our way up. The sights of this map are absolutely incredible. Just sit here and look around. I just can't fathom what these colors are going to, what these trees are going to look like in autumn. If you look real close over there at the pine forest, you can see the chunk that I took out of it last winter. That was quite a chunk. I was surprised I was able to clear that much out that quickly. Ahead. Right. Let's go ahead and see if we can't maybe hammer this out to a little bit of little tunes. So guys, let that be a lesson to you to make sure that you lock in the GPS course before you take off. So we had to just fill up our potatoes. We went ahead and kind of cut the camera and try to clean up the area up there. Went ahead and planted a little bit up here at the top of the field. I really think it's the terrain change, because the whole field kind of comes up slightly there. I think for some reason, either with the combination of this tractor or the planter itself, just isn't making good contact with the ground there, and therefore is not actually planting the potatoes. But that's okay. We're getting most of this field here, getting it taken care of. Got just a couple more passes here, and then we're going to run up and get started on field 5. And we're not going to do the whole all of field 5 on camera, if you will. Just going to do a portion of that, and then I'll do the rest off camera. And then when we come back, we'll be working on the big field over there in wheat. I think we're going to be putting in wheat there. Oh, this is where I ran out of potatoes. Forgot. I needed to finish that row. We'll catch that row here in a little bit. So I hope you all are enjoying. We are getting ready to start, but by the time this video is out, we will have already been in progress for a little bit on our new multiplayer economy. That's what I'm calling it. Multiplayer economy project, where we were going to be on Clover Creek, but ran into some issues with that particular map, and I'm not really sure what was going on with it. We were getting really weird Lua errors periodically. They didn't seem to coincide with anything specifically that was going on, you know, with a player or an implement, and they seemed to deal with the animated animals that were on the map, but they were also kicking out errors related to pedestrians, animated pedestrians, but that particular map doesn't have animated pedestrians, so I'm not even sure what the deal with that was. But kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, if you will, is I was in the map doing a little bit of just testing, trying to figure out what the deal was with those errors. And what I noticed was in the multiplayer server, none of the doors on the buildings and the displays on the fermentation silos didn't work. So I couldn't go up and use a trigger to open the doors in the barns or anything. And when I walked up to the fermentation silos information screen, the F1 menu was just blank. It didn't show me what inputs it took. It didn't show me what outputs it took or anything. But if I open the map up in single player, the exact same map, the doors opened on the buildings, the displays worked just fine, and showed me, you know, the F1 information. So I really wasn't in the mood to fight a map any more than we were already fighting it, and just figured it wasn't going to be, and basically moved on at that point. No, it disappointed some folks because they were kind of excited to give Clover Creek a try based on how the map was laid out and the whole premise and everything. It seemed to be the perfect setup for that, but something was going on with the map, and I'm just not sure. And like I said, you know, it might have been fixed in you know, in like an hour real quick. But then again, it may have been something, maybe something that I would be fighting for weeks, and I just didn't have the drive or the interest to be fighting a map for weeks just for the purpose of a project like this. When there are so many other super awesome maps out there and everything, that there really isn't much need to fight one particular map and really put a whole ton of effort into trying to get it to work. So we're over on Germantown, which is another map over at FSUK. I was making a comment in a live stream recently where I thought it was kind of funny that it seems like all the maps that I've played in the last 7 or 8 months almost, seems like they've come from FSUK, with the exception of Willow River. It's from over at PCSG. But I've pretty much not touched any map that's come out in the Mod Hub since Platinum Edition, I think, which is pretty interesting. It's not really saying too much. It's just an interesting point that that I just realized. But the way it's going to work in that series is we've given everybody, lots of people have their own farms. I think there's maybe seven farms on the map on the project, and there's one farm that's got 2 people in partnership. And the way it works is everybody gets, or every farm has been given $1.5 million. And that money is basically seed money for them to buy equipment, to buy buildings, because most of the farm locations on the map are just empty pads. So they're going to need to buy a silo, put a silo down. They're going to need to buy storage buildings for their equipment. If they're going to do bales, they're going to need to buy the bale storage buildings and things like that. And that's where the million and a half comes into play. And they're going to be hopefully needing to contract with other folks on the map, because hopefully that $1.5 million won't go all the way for them. What I'm hoping is the $1.5 million leads them a little wanting on equipment, lacking a little bit of everything that they need. For example, maybe somebody's got a somebody put a lot of money into some fieldwork equipment, but not a whole lot of money left for when it came to harvesting equipment. Maybe somebody's sitting around thinking, you know what, I'm going to invest in some harvesting stuff, and harvest season comes along, I'm going to really roll in the bucks, because there's lots of folks out there that need harvesters, and I've got them. So we're going to have to fun and kind of see how it's going to work out. We're going to do 21-day seasons, so I guess I'm getting the reputation as the guy that does long seasons. But we're going to do 21-day seasons, basically because it allows us to focus on other things. We don't have to make this project our only project. We can be involved in other things, and don't have to necessarily log in every day and do a bunch of stuff on the map in order to keep up to speed. And it happens that with 21 days seasons, each seasonal transition is going to take 5 or 7 days to do, and there are 7 days in a week. So we started on Sunday, and basically every Sunday will be the start of a new seasonal transition. So the second Sunday will be the start of mid-spring. Third Sunday after we start will be the start of late spring, etc. Which can really help us, for folks that are not jumping into the server every day, to remember where we are and to kind of plan things out. So if I don't get on the first day, that's fine. I've got an entire week to do whatever I was going to do in early spring. Or I basically have 3 full weeks to do whatever I need to do before the end of spring itself. So that's something that really is exciting to me. to be able to think about and do this type of gameplay, and be able to still focus on other projects and things, because I don't want to give up the map videos. What I hear, people really like them, so I doubt other people want me to give them up either. I definitely don't want to give up this series that I just started. I've been waiting to play this map for so long that the last thing I want to do is prematurely end the gameplay on this. And I want to, open myself up to do other things also. We got spring coming, summer coming in real life, so it seems to me that if we do 1x speed and 21-day seasons, it's a thing that people can get in and play for 2 or 3 days during a week and not really miss on work, as far as, things aren't getting done. We also have the contracting aspect of it, so if it does come into a time crunch where folks think that they can't get finished, there is the capability of them to hire a contractor. And contractor can be a fellow farmer, or a contractor can be someone that doesn't own a farm but just comes in and helps out. So we've got that going on too, and we've got a spreadsheet set up thanks to the SimStation for providing the one he uses for his economy style multiplay, where it's got pre-established prices for different types of jobs and different types of things like fertilizing and just arable field work. And we've got obviously a listing of fields and field sizes prepared, and some of that stuff is priced per hectare. So field work might be priced to at $100 a hectare to fertilize, let's say. So if you fertilize a 10-hectare field, that's $1,000 of income to whoever does that job, plus you're reimbursed for your expenses. So we have a rate for liquid fertilizer and a rate for solid fertilizer, etc. And you can either use your own equipment, or the farmer who's asking you to do the job could be providing the equipment, and things like that. So we're really eager, really excited to kind of get this off and running, and I hope you all are liking it very much. So we came at this kind of at an angle. One, because the field is pretty oddly shaped, and two, it's got some varying terrain on it, and I was a little worried about kind of how that other field acted. So that's why I kind of just decided to cut across here, and we'll just make passes widening our strip as we go. And it looks like I'm probably going to have to run back to the shop and pick up a couple more pallets of potatoes. That other field pretty much took the whole lot of potatoes in a little bit. This field, pretty sure, is bigger. Field 5 is bigger than 4. Pretty sure it is. Let's just check. Let's just check. Field 4 is 1.42 hectares, and field 5 is 1.35. So they're about the same size. So I could expect a full load of potatoes to take this field also. And I don't know if I've got a full load in there after I factor in the little pallet that's still left at the farm. Just have to see. Like I said, when we come back, we're going to be putting wheat in this field right here behind us. So I want to thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please click the like button. That would be super awesome. Let me know in the comments how you think the series is going. If you've got suggestions or ideas for the series, let me know. Put them in there. I do know that we will probably be getting at least one cow very soon. Maybe a couple cows. I've heard a little rumors about the need for a couple dairy cows in the area. So if you got any other ideas for the series, let me know. And until next time, guys, happy farming.